A woman can be interested in you and still never make a dramatic move. She may not touch your arm, she may not give you a bold compliment, she may not say, "I'd like to see you again." Instead, she may do something so ordinary that most men miss it completely. She asks a question, not because she's filling silence, not because she's being polite, but because she's checking whether there's a real opening between you. And if you're a man over 50, this matters even more. Women often expect a mature man to have more self awareness, more emotional steadiness, and a clearer sense of what he wants. So when attraction starts building, she may not flirt like a teenager. She may investigate the feeling. There are two questions that can reveal this more than almost anything else. But before we name them, understand the real game being played. Attraction is not just about whether she likes your face, your voice, or your confidence. Those things may create interest, but they don't always create trust. A woman who is considering something deeper is often asking herself, "Would I feel comfortable moving closer to this man?" That's why her questions matter. They are not random. They are small emotional tests, not manipulative tests, human tests. She wants to know if you're available, if you're stable, and if there is a place in your life where connection could grow. The first question usually sounds like this: do you usually do things on your own? She might say it differently. Do you live a pretty independent life? Are you mostly by yourself these days? Are you going out with friends much? Are you seeing anyone? On the surface, it sounds like simple conversation, but underneath, she may be trying to learn something more personal. She's wondering, is this man alone by choice, by habit, or because he has shut everyone out? That distinction matters. A man who enjoys independence can be very attractive. A man who seems emotionally locked away can feel impossible to reach. And the woman who feels interested in you wants to know which one you are. If she didn't care, your personal rhythm would not matter much to her. She wouldn't be trying to understand whether your evenings are open, whether your life has room, or whether getting close to you would feel welcome or awkward. The first question usually sounds like this: do you usually do things on your own? She might say it differently. Do you live a pretty independent life? Are you mostly by yourself these days? Are you going out with friends much? Are you seeing anyone? On the surface, it sounds like simple conversation, but underneath, she may be trying to learn something more personal. She's wondering, is this man alone by choice, by habit, or because he has shut everyone out? That distinction matters. A man who enjoys independence can be very attractive. A man who seems emotionally locked away can feel impossible to reach. And the woman who feels interested in you wants to know which one you are. If she didn't care, your personal rhythm would not matter much to her. She wouldn't be trying to understand whether your evenings are open, whether your life has room, or whether getting close to you would feel welcome or awkward. Now, the second question goes deeper. It often sounds like, what do you want this next part of your life to look like? She may ask, what are you hoping for now? What's important to you these days? What kind of future do you see for yourself? What are you focused on lately? This is not just small talk. She's not asking for a resume. She's listening for direction. A woman who feels drawn to you wants to know if your life is moving with intention or if you're just coasting. And this is where many good men lose momentum without realizing it. They say, "I'm just taking it easy," or "I don't think too far ahead," or "At my age, I'm just getting through the days." There's nothing wrong with enjoying a slower life. Peace is valuable. Rest is valuable. But if your answer sounds like you have no spark left, she may feel hesitation. Not because she needs you to be rich, busy, or impressive. She wants to sense that you are still emotionally awake. Purpose does not have to mean starting a company, buying a boat, or training for a marathon. Purpose can be simple. It can be family, health, travel, faith, creativity, friendship, service, or building a peaceful home. The point is not that your life has to look exciting from the outside. The point is that it should feel alive from the inside. So when she asks what you want now, give her something real. You could say, "I'm focused on keeping my life peaceful, healthy, and filled with people I genuinely enjoy." Or, "I want this chapter to be honest. Less drama, better conversations, more meaningful experiences." Or, "I'm not chasing everything anymore. I'm choosing what matters." That kind of answer gives her something to feel. It shows maturity without sounding tired. It shows direction without sounding controlling. And most importantly, it allows her to imagine whether she could fit into that life. Here's a fictional example. You're at a neighborhood barbecue. A woman you've spoken with a few times ends up beside you near the patio. The conversation is easy. She laughs, but not in a forced way. She remembers something you said last month. Then she asks, "So, do you mostly spend your weekends alone?" A man who misses the signal may shrug and say, "Pretty much," then change the subject. But a man who understands the moment might smile and say, "Sometimes I enjoy quiet weekends, but I'm never against good company." Now she has room to continue. A few minutes later, she asks, "What are you looking forward to these days?" That's not an accident. She's feeling for your direction. She wants to know whether there's life in your life. If you say, "Nothing really," the emotional energy drops. But if you say, "I'm looking forward to making this stage of life more intentional, better people, better conversations, less noise," she learns something about you. She learns you still have standards, you still have emotional clarity, you still have room for connection. And that is often what a woman is really listening for. The mistake is thinking attraction always announces itself loudly. Often it arrives quietly. It sits inside a question that sounds casual. It hides in the pause after your answer. It shows up in whether she keeps the conversation going or gently backs away. When a woman asks about your aloneness, she may be asking whether there's a door she could walk through. When she asks about your future, she may be asking whether your path is one she could respect. So don't perform, don't exaggerate, don't suddenly become someone you're not. Just respond with calm confidence. Let her hear that you are comfortable with yourself, but not closed to love. Let her feel that your life has direction, but not rigidity. Let her sense that being with you would feel peaceful, grounded, and real. Because for many women, especially when they're drawn to an older man, emotional safety is not boring, it is deeply attractive. If you take one thing from this, remember this. Her question may not be about the answer, it may be about the feeling your answer creates. So the next time a woman asks whether you spend your time alone or what you want from this season of life, slow down. Don't treat it like background conversation. She may be handing you a quiet invitation. And if you recognize it with warmth, steadiness, and awareness, you may discover that the connection was already beginning before either of you said it out loud.